Steph Curry was recently on the Bill Simmons podcast, and it was sort of like it was sort of like a purging kind of podcast where Steph Curry got really vulnerable and in depth about a lot of things. For example, LeBron James blocked him, and it was game one. They were about like 11, and he blocked him. He was like, "What was the point of that?" The game was already at hand. LeBron was like, "I'm a leader. I have to show the guys that I haven't checked out. I'm a mentor for these guys, so I can't give up on plays." Then he talked about his ankle injuries. Talked about some of his first fights in the NBA. It was a real great podcast, and it was really entertaining, and just the history of his game. You get some history of his father's game. Really great knowledge. I'm gonna put the link in the description. One of the key topics that they talked about, though, was, for example, Stephen Curry wanted to be a warrior for life. And now the topic of discussion today and recently is, can Kevin Durant be a warrior for life? Can Stephen Curry remain a warrior for life? Can Clay remain a warrior for life? Can Draymond remain a warrior for life? So these are the comments. These are the headlines that are spewing out today. But the thing is like, everybody has to be careful because they're reading into the situation a whole lot different than what most people would. The thing with most dynasties, when they break up, we never see it coming. When they falter, we never see it coming. For some reason, with the Golden State Warriors, since they became an inception with Kevin Durant, people have been preaching their demise from the jump. And the thing is, to me, it's counterproductive because the more you preach somebody's demise, the more they're going to want to stick together. So the more people are coming out with headlines like, well, Kevin Durant's going to be the first warrior to leave, or Draymond Green's going to be the first warrior to leave, or Draymond Green's unhappy with the situation, you essentially make those guys become stronger and they glue together. So the thing is, people quote unquote hate seeing the super teams form, and they hate the Golden State Warriors being who they are. But the more you fight against it, the more you're going to make those guys want to stick together. It should be the other way around, where people are praising the team and love what they see. So then when the breakup happens, it's like we never saw it coming. But from the inception of the Big Four, people have wanted them gone. And that's only brought them closer and closer and closer together. When people are coming to with scenarios, Kevin Durant going to New York City, Stephen Curry going to Charlotte, Klay Thompson needs to be a max player on the Timberwolves. When you guys are coming up with those situations and scenarios, you're only making the bond between those four guys stronger because they're seeing how people want them to break up. When they really have the potential to run the table, they could go for a three-peat this upcoming season, and if they're able to stay intact, somebody takes a pay cut, a la Draymond or Klay Thompson, they could go for a four-peat. So, we're talking about rare air. We're talking about Lakers, Celtics kind of rare air dominance. Already, if you three-peat, you're in the Lakers-Bulls conversation. So, they're a team that's considered one of the greatest teams to ever be assembled in terms of talent. Now, all they have to do is put it on paper, and not put it on paper, but get in the win column and win championships. So, to me, it's all counterproductive and counterintuitive. People shouldn't be rooting against these guys to break up. They should just be hoping for them to stay together. That will foster the breakup quicker, because the more the media comes out with, will they break up here? Who's going to be the first to leave? Who's going to be the first domino, et cetera, et cetera. You're only making those guys have deeper resolve to want to stay with each other. And that's what's killing the NBA, because some people say Warriors are ruining the game, but what's ruining the game is your hate for them. Love them just a little bit and lay off of them. Nick Wright, lay off of them. Some of these other guys, and they'll break up a lot sooner. It's sort of like when the Lakers. If you looked at the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, people loved them so much, and then when they broke up, it was just out of the blue. Like, what the hell? Like, Shaq and Kobe, the feud is that bad. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it has to be. It can't be guys coming up with these scenarios, and all of a sudden you think they're gonna break up. They're not gonna break up. The more the media talks about them breaking up, the more they're gonna want to stick together. That's just it. That's just it. But that was a great podcast, though. Hoops Junction, where hoops meets hoopla.